Hi everyone, welcome to our Premier League match preview for match day 9. That is going to be kickoffing from the 24th to 26th of October. That's from today, Friday, to Sunday. And welcome to Maximum Pointsport, everyone joining me live today. Don't forget to like, share, comment this video, and also don't forget to subscribe. Kindly share this video to other football lovers as we break down the matches that are coming up this weekend in the Premier League. So yes, we are going to be going through each key fixtures, highlighting what to expect from teams and to also give a prediction about, who might come up as the winner for this game. So of course, we'll be zooming in more on the Big Six club, which I mean Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Spurs in this game. So we might focus more on those six clubs. So let's talk about it. This weekend, it's going to be featuring several interesting ties. We've got Arsenal facing Crystal Palace, Aston Villa versus Man City. There are some mid-table club clashes that we're going to be having and some big games as well for the title contenders. So today by 8 p.m., Leeds will be taking on West Ham at the Elland Road Stadium. Yes, so Leeds will be the one to kick off this weekend game. And also, based on this game, Leeds are a little bit stronger at home this season, and West Ham are currently struggling based on, some player shift and all of that happening in the club. So the match is going to be an interesting one. And, I want West Ham to do all they can to avoid a loss, but of course, because they are in the, I think, 17 or 18 position right now. That's West Ham in the EPL table. So they might want to do everything to not get a loss in this match. But I think Leeds are still going to come up. But I'll be predicting a draw for these two teams, maybe a 2-2 draw, just so the points are shared between these two teams. So now let's discuss the Big Six features this weekend. First, on Saturday, Chelsea is going to be kickstarting Saturday match against Sunderland at the Stamford Bridge by 3 p.m. And, Chelsea has been having quite an interesting run so far this season. Enzo Maresca, since the last victory against Liverpool, it's just been a very good game for him afterwards. I think Chelsea fans are reducing the noise earlier than when it started this season. They are showing up in the Champions League. They're showing up in the Premier League games right now. I think they're beating two big clubs, in their game so far this season. So yes, Enzo Maresca is getting the job done. And Sunderland are just nearly promoted team too. And Sunderland started strong, but they are a bit weak whenever it's an away game. Whenever they are home, Sunderland put in the fight as they're just nearly promoted back to the EPL. So it's going to be an interesting match. I believe Chelsea will likely dominate possession of this match, and I hope they aim for early goals. So once they see their chances on time, I hope Chelsea aim for it and they get to use full good use of the home advantage. If not, Sunderland also have a very good football at their side, and this might be a different ball game changer for them to also get a very big win against a big club as well. But I'm going to be predicting a Chelsea win, 3-1 to Chelsea. I believe Chelsea is going to concede goals. I'm just hoping that the red card saga, the red card curse on Chelsea is not going to resurface again after a little break at the UCL for them. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Chelsea no red card. Well, I don't know though, because that's a very, very huge odd for betting. So yes, moving on to Manchester United versus Brighton. A very interesting features. Kudos to United. They've been picking up some momentum. I'm not going to hail them too much, but they've been picking up some momentum. They got their based on the recent win they've been having. They got their back-to-back win under Ruben Amorim for the first time when they won against Liverpool away from home. And it's been quite good that they've been back. And I think they also won their game against Sunderland and all that. So yeah, it's been an impressive run so far, the last two games for Manchester United. So would this streak continue? Because Brighton are so strong. You know, whenever Brighton is what is it called? Brighton has been consistent, and whenever Brighton sees what is it called? Manchester United, they tend to want to show some power. Brighton has been beating Manchester United away from home, I think, since 2023. So would this be their fourth game? Would this be their fourth win? I don't know. Will United be able to defend well and, you know, probably have a good game? Fine, because I know Brighton will try to limit space. You know, Brighton will try to like maybe have a very even game play with them. But United will have to be very efficient. When they see chances, they need to utilize it in time, get the win, get the goal, and all that. Because, like I said, in the last three games whereby Manchester United has been home against Brighton, Brighton has always won. So now they are home again. This is Old Trafford. What is going to happen? So yes, I would like to see what the game is going to look like. I can't wait. But I'll be predicting it's a tough call though, because I'm still not sure. United are just not yet proving that they are serious so far this season for me. But I'm going to be leaning towards a United 2-1 win for them. I probably Brighton might get a draw, which is still not a bad result for Brighton, but bad for Manchester United. But you know, if United are sloppy, Brighton could snatch a win away from them. So yes, I will just be predicting a 2-1 win to Manchester United. No, not for my hand though. All right, then moving on to another game on Saturday is Brentford versus Liverpool. Liverpool Football Club. Well, Liverpool have been coming out of a poor run so far. You know, they've lost 4 out of their 5 games. I think the 5th game was just a winner for them in the Champions League. And, you know, it's been a very big win for them because it's an Europe win and it lifts up the mood. I believe the mood, the confidence, and, you know, the winning streak might be back for Liverpool. But however, Brentford at home too are dangerous. So this game is really shaky. Like Liverpool must regain confidence. Liverpool must show why they were, you know, the last year winner for the Premier League title. They must show why they are dangerous. They must show why, you know, they must be sharp. They must be sharp. They must control tempo. They must play good football in their midfield. Their defender has to be on point because Brentford will try to press. Brentford will try to exploit spaces. You know, Brentford are kind of players that once there is a counter attack, they leverage more on that, and sharp before you know it, they have the ball in the back of the net. So Liverpool have to really be sharp. They have to be sharp in transition. When you're making pass, make sure your pass is accurate. When you're making run, make sure you are running and you are facing the post. You're seeing your players. You are passing to the right people. So, you know, Brentford last win though against Liverpool, because Liverpool has been snatching a win out of this football club. But Brentford last week was 2023, and you know, will this be repeated based on Liverpool poor form? It is a possibility. Never write anything off. Brentford, I think, are currently sitting in the mid-table, yes. So they might also want to, you know, win this match just to put a statement out there for their fans and all that. So yes, Arne Slot has to win this match. There is no brainer. He has to come out. He has to win this match. He has to show why he was the winner for last year Premier League title. So, however, I'll be predicting a Liverpool win, but not a comfortable win to them. So maybe a 2-1 or a 3-2, or perhaps a draw as well for Liverpool, because never say never in football. Anything happens in football, you know. Brentford really has some really huge home strength, and Liverpool can be wobbling sometimes. So yes, I really hope this can happen. And that will be all for the big clubs on Saturday, because other fixtures of Saturday includes I think Newcastle versus Fulham. That's also another interesting game to watch. Both sides have been having mixed form. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. So they've been having some mixed form lately, and that will be an interesting game to which I think it's going to be like more of a goal fest for them. So probably a 2-2 draw for Newcastle versus Fulham. Yeah, so we'll move on to Sunday, which is the last weekend for football, for Premier League football, I mean, this weekend. So Arsenal will be taking on Crystal Palace. That's a very interesting game as well to look out for. Arsenal will host Crystal Palace at the Emirates on Sunday, and they are looking forward to continue their winning streak. They are looking forward to continue the title race challenge. They want to get victory at home. They are looking forward to continue this their own unbeaten form stuff and all that. They've been so good defensively. They've been playing very, very good football. And, the Gunners are undefeated in 33 out of the 36 Premier League matches. So that's a very big record that I know that Arsenal have. Arsenal have been superb, like, except if you hate football. That is when you are going to say Arsenal are not superb. On the other hand, as well, Crystal Palace has been impressive as well this season. Winning 14 out of their last 16 Premier League matches. So this game is not just something that I want Arsenal or Arteta to look likely or lightly. Yes, that's the English. Pardon me. So I don't want him to take it lightly at all. So yes, I know it's been a very huge features between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. I think for the past 6 times that they've met, the last 6 matches they had, it's produced 26 goals. So that's an average of, let's say, 3 to 4 goals per game. So I believe this is going to be a goal first game. Following Eddie Ketia, your defense is in trouble. In Liverpool, who was in Crystal Palace, who was a former Arsenal player. So it's going to really be like an interesting watch. But I see Arsenal winning, though. I see Arsenal winning. Maybe not comfortable, but I see a 2-1, a 3-2, a 3-2 win. So yes, for Arsenal. So it's going to be a very interesting game to look out for on Sunday. And another interesting game on Sunday includes Aston Villa versus Man City. That's also another one. Why it is interesting is because Aston Villa, they were really not informed. Then Uma Emery, like the coach coming up and then giving them boost. They've been actually having an impressive run lately. So yes, it's been a disappointing start of the season, but they picked up some changes and they have been doing fine. And also, Man City also has been very, very impressive. They have impressive form right now. They've been very impressive. And Inala that have been showing up and showing out for Manchester City. They've got 5 wins out of the last 6 matches and just a draw, not even a loss. So 5 wins and a draw in their last 6 matches. So that's really a very good one. And these two sides have met before. It's always an interesting game. They've produced, I think, in their last game, maybe last 4 to 5 games, they've produced 18 goals. So yes, these are things that are going to contribute to how intense this game is going to be. So I believe both teams might score, yes, regardless, because I won't really give kudos to Manchester City defense like that. Sometimes they are sloppy, and because they are going away from home and after a very huge statement win, not like a huge statement win though, but just because they played in the week and all that. So I believe it's going to be both teams are definitely going to score. I believe there's going to be a goal first, probably let's say 3-1 win to City and all that. So Everton versus Tottenham will be the last big game on Sunday. It's a big game because the Tottenham people have really not been impressive. It's been a 2 days win or 2 matches win, 2 matches draw, 2 matches lose, 2 matches win. But Everton so far just had a little slack. They started this season quite well with the introduction of Jack Grealish to the squad. They started the season quite well, but lately it's been quite dull. They've lost form. They had an impressive start and they lost form. So yes, they've been without a win in the last 5 games, and I think they will want to probably use Tottenham as a scapegoat. And also Tottenham, following a disappointing score at the UCL, they want to come, use that hangar to produce a very good result, see what they could do with this game. So it's really going to be a sweet and interesting game as well for these two sides, which I'm going to be predicting a 2-2 draw for. So I'm not really quite sure. Maybe Tottenham is going to get the win or Everton is going to get the win. So I'm going to predict a 2-2 draw for this game. And other games on Sunday is going to include Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. I know Bournemouth are also really putting on the fight. Semenyo has been really showing up and showing out for Bournemouth. And this is not just going to be an easy game for Bournemouth versus Nottingham, because Nottingham also has been losing and losing. But surprisingly, in the Europa League, they won. So I just think they didn't like, or they were intentionally the players were intentionally not scoring under the former coach that was sacked. Do you get? So I just think it might give them a huge boost back for the Premier League based on they are under a new manager right now. So I am going to be predicting a 3-2 win to Bournemouth. Yes, Bournemouth is still going to win, but then I feel it's not going to come easy. Probably they're just going to do from a 2-0 down against West Ham to beat them up 3-2 and all that. And the last game will be Wolves versus Burnley. Surprisingly, I'll be giving Wolves the win, 2-0 win, because I believe Wolves at home might also be a bit strong for Burnley. But never say never. This is football, and that is my prediction for the Premier League match day 9. I would like to know yours. And thank you all guys for sticking through till the end. But I would like to know your own prediction for every of this club or your favorite club prediction. Let me see the comments in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.